Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Canelo Alvarez has officially confirmed he's stepping away from boxing, telling Stephen A. Smith in a recent conversation that he's accomplished everything he set out to do and his legacy is secure. Speaking with a sense of calm and relief, Canelo said he no longer feels the need to prove anything, hinting that the decision has been on his mind for some time, especially after his defeat to Terence Crawford. He added that his family has been waiting for this moment, and now he's ready to embrace life outside the ring after years of sacrifice and dedication to the sport.
Gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to be Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
Retirement talk had always been in the background, but until now, Canelo never gave a direct answer. With Stephen A. Smith pressing him live on TV, he finally did. He's done and leaving on his own terms. While Canelo closes the book on his career, Terence Crawford appears to still be writing one more chapter. Turki Alalshik, who has been instrumental in making some of boxing's biggest fights in recent years, has already floated the idea of Crawford's next super fight on X, questioning whether David Benavidez can still make 168 pounds. Benavidez had long called for a shot at Canelo that never materialized and eventually moved up to light heavyweight, where he's set to face Anthony Yarde this September. Now that Crawford holds all the belts at 168, Alalshik sees a massive opening. Crawford, undefeated at 42-0 and turning 38 this month, has become undisputed in 3 weight classes, something no male boxer has done in the 4-belt era. Benavidez, younger and naturally bigger, has the style that could truly test the limits of Crawford's jump in weight. Fans have been waiting to see Benavidez in a career-defining fight, and a showdown with Crawford would not only provide that, but also reveal whether Crawford can handle a naturally larger, aggressive fighter still in his prime.
One is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Crawford isn't rushing into any decisions. After beating Canelo, he told reporters that he needs to sit down with his team before making any moves. At this stage of his career, he's fully aware of his age, his accomplishments, and how rare it is to leave the sport undefeated. Crawford admitted he's unsure if he's retiring yet and wants to weigh all his options carefully. It's the kind of measured response you'd expect from someone who just reached the absolute peak of his career.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now.
How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing, and
He said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for
Really? Is that good?
how to learn boxing. You know.
Really?
For me, pound for pound, number 1 is Terence Crawford.
But even with retirement on the table, Crawford made sure to show respect to Canelo. He called him a strong champion who fought like one and gave him full credit for never backing down. Breaking down Canelo's strategy, the wide hooks, the constant pressure, Crawford also noted that Canelo began to respect his speed and power once he felt it. His words weren't trash talk, but genuine acknowledgement of Canelo's greatness. It was one veteran speaking about another, both fully aware of the sacrifices and skill it takes to reach that level.
Who thinks better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too.
But even with retirement on the table, Crawford made sure to show respect to Canelo. He called him a strong champion who fought like one and gave him full credit for never backing down. Breaking down Canelo's strategy, the wide hooks, the constant pressure, Crawford also noted that Canelo began to respect his speed and power once he felt it. His words weren't trash talk, but genuine acknowledgement of Canelo's greatness. It was one veteran speaking about another, both fully aware of the sacrifices and skill it takes to reach that level.
We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best.
Even boxing legends have weighed in. with Evander Holyfield calling it a perfect fight. He praised Crawford for doing exactly what he needed to do, saying the performance couldn't have been better, and even suggested that Canelo could bounce back if he chose to continue. But with Canelo's retirement announcement now official, Holyfield's words take on a new weight. There will be no redemption arc for Canelo, only closure. For Crawford, however, the path ahead is still wide open. Some are already pointing toward middleweight, where champions like Janibek Alimkhanuly, Carlos Adames, and Arislandi Lara hold belts, and where names like Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, set to rematch later this year, could offer intriguing matchups.
How come you couldn't convince the man to slide down a few pounds, instead of having to go all the way up to 168? What was that about?
Well, my thing is this. He's the champion. I want to fight him. It wasn't the other way around. So why put stipulations and rehydration clause and all these, tactics to benefit me when I'm the one that's chasing him, when I'm the one that want to fight him. So it's going to make this victory.
Fight against the winner of that clash could be another high-profile event if Crawford wants it. But realistically, he doesn't need those fights. His resume is already stacked. 3-division undisputed champion, undefeated, victories across multiple weight classes, and now the man who beat the face of boxing. That's why so many believe there's a strong case for him to retire right now. He could walk away as one of the greatest ever, never having tasted defeat. With his record, his accomplishments, and the Canelo win on his legacy, there's nothing left to prove. If he chose to hang up the gloves today, he would leave as a 5-division world champion, undisputed in 3, with a 42-0 record and 31 knockouts, a resume that stands shoulder to shoulder with anyone in boxing history.
Bivol is the fight you got to study if you're Crawford. Crawford ain't Floyd, but he can do a Bivol. The problem is Bivol's a big dude. This is rough because this fight is only a matchup fight. Let me tell you what I mean.
But with Turki Alalshik pushing for a Benavidez fight, fans already debating the matchup, and Crawford himself not committing either way, the possibility of one last massive showdown still hangs in the air. If Benavidez can safely make 168, the fight would not only draw global attention, but also give Crawford the chance to add another huge name to his list. In contrast, Canelo has found peace with where he stands. Speaking to Stephen A. Smith, he said his legacy is already written. He's proud of what he's done, proud of representing Mexico, and grateful for the career he's had. He acknowledged that boxing gave him everything, but now it's time to enjoy what he's built outside the ring. That's why this moment matters. It's not about defeat, it's about completion. For Canelo, the story is finished. For Crawford, it might still have one more page.
Best boxer, in your opinion, right now?
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter.
No, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, number 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez is already being framed as one of the defining moments of modern boxing, sparking a much bigger conversation about his place in history. With a 42-0 record, becoming the first man to be undisputed in 3 divisions and doing it by beating names like Canelo, many fans and analysts believe his resume is now undeniably historic. Some are already placing him above past legends in terms of accomplishments, arguing that his blend of power, timing, and adaptability puts him in truly rare company and cements his status as one of the sport's all-time greats.
The only way you think Crawford ran the whole fight is that you didn't see it or you were smoking that shit during the fight. Crawford outboxed him. He had too much speed for him, too much movement for him, and unexpected to many, he had too much power for him. Even Canelo admitted that he could not figure Crawford out. So give Crawford his respect now. Give this man his just due. He's the best fighter of this era, whether you like it or not. Congratulations to Terence Crawford. Goodbye.
Give a nuanced response when asked the inevitable question, is Terence Crawford better than Floyd Mayweather? Rather than dismissing the idea outright, he drew an important distinction. Smith said he wouldn't go as far as to claim Crawford has surpassed Floyd, explaining that Mayweather was a defensive magician whose skill set was unmatched. He
reminded 168, we can make a super fight with Terence Crawford versus David Benavidez, and Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez, then turn around and fight the guy that Canelo Alvarez has avoided in David Benavidez. That would send a huge message to the sport of boxing. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people are going to say, well, can David make 168? I don't know if he can, but Turki Alalshik would offer him so much money.
Reminded fans that once Mayweather moved up to welterweight, His hands were often damaged, limiting his knockout power. Yet he still produced masterful performances through pure technique and defensive brilliance. So what do you think? Has Crawford done enough to eclipse Mayweather, or does Floyd still stand alone? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.
Alalshik, who has been bankrolling many of the biggest events, wants high-profile matchup.
There's still a need for Benavidez.
Canelo, Turkey
people,
dropped.
People are talking about it.
Turkey hinted at that. He was like Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
so-
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there. No, we ain't doing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the best.